Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana wal ikhwanina alladhina sabaquna bil iman wa la taj'al fi qulubina ghillan lil ladhina amanu. Rabbana innaka ra'ufur rahim. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, sesungguhnya kami melahirkan rasa kesyukuran di atas kurniaan-Mu yang tidak ternilai. Jadikanlah kami hamba-hamba-Mu yang sentiasa bersyukur di atas nikmat yang melimpah ruah kepada kami. Kami juga amat bersyukur kerana dapat berada dalam satu majlis ilmu yang sangat bermanfaat ini, iaitu SNAP Chuping Valley Accelerator Educational Program 2022. Ya Fattah, Ya Alim, sesungguhnya Engkau Maha mengetahui bahawa kami di sini ingin menimba ilmu-Mu yang sangat luas bagi mengembangkan potensi kami sebagai hamba-Mu yang Engkau redai. Justru berkati, rahmati dan mudahkanlah urusan program kami ini, Ya Allah. Kurniakanlah kepada kami segala ilmu yang bermanfaat. Sinarilah hati-hati kami dengan cahaya dan hidayah-Mu. Semoga dengannya kami mudah menerima dan menghayati serta mengamalkannya. Ya Dzal Jalali wal Ikram, kurniakanlah kepada kami kesihatan anggota, kecergasan minda, ketenangan jiwa, kekuatan semangat. Semoga dengannya kami mampu mendepani cabaran, berdaya saing dan mampu mengangkat martabat diri, keluarga, organisasi, masyarakat dan negara kami. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day to everyone. My name is Amira Shazmin Amir Binti Amir. I'm from Sekolah Kebahasaan Putra and today I'm going to present on the hybrid learning, the title Impact of Nearport in Enhancing Grammar Learning and Engagement Through Game-Based Formative Assessment among Upper Primary School Pupils. Alright, moving on to the next slide. This is the abstract from my research. The teaching of learning of English grammar is undeniably challenging, especially among the primary ESL young learners. Earlier studies have indicated that anxiety and lack of interest are among the major issues in ESL young learner grammar skills. As such, it often causes high anxiety when learning English, resulting to poor grammar achievement. Insufficient vocabulary are among the major causes, which cause difficulties in understanding the content of the language itself. Young learners in this modern era are known for their efficiency in using many online platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and others. So past studies have shown that with the integration of technology in the second language learning involved in better learning, engagement, and understanding. Their anxiety towards learning second language is also lower compared to the learning of the language traditionally through chalk and talk techniques. So these are from the past studies, and the recent studies that I've conducted will show you the result, whether it could be a little bit the same of the past studies. Okay, so these are the materials used. First is Get Smart Plus for textbook, students book, and also I use Nearport, specifically Time to Climb application in that particular Nearport itself. Okay, so this is the target group. The target group is the participant of these studies was selected through convenience sampling. So whereby the participant of these studies were 29 primary year 4 learners from a primary cluster schools of excellence located in the northern region of Malaysia, and the participant consisted of 11 females and 18 male students, each 10 years old. They were from an intact classroom of mixed abilities with high, average, and low proficiency in the English language. Alright. So these are the two research objectives. First is to study the impact of Nearpod on English grammar skills among primary year 4 ESL young learners. And also the second one is to investigate the effectiveness of hybrid learning on English grammar learning among primary year 4 ESL young learners. Alright, so this is the chronology of the innovation production. First is to give them the short semi-structured interview session was carried out with 3 pupils in the classroom. Reason being is to see, I just want to know what are the problems faced by them. When they want to learn grammar skills, what are the problems? So that is why I conducted a short semi-structured interview session with 3 pupils at random. And then the second thing is that the chronology for the second thing is that problem identification. This is when I notice the problems arise. First is high anxiety levels towards the language per se, and the second one is the lack of interest towards the language are the major contribution to why pupils had difficulties of learning English grammar. The third thing is that I gave them with the pretest questions and analyzed the pretest result. And I came out with the first intervention is to give them some formula were given to enhance better understanding. So the formulas were compiled in one of the book for them to revise. And also the next thing is the integration of game-based learning through the use of Nearpod in grammar lessons, specifically time to climb. And after the integration of game-based learning and after the formula were given to them and also integration of game-based learning, then only I will give them the post-test to see whether how effective is the integration of technology in the learning of grammar as well as the some formula created by myself to them. Okay, so basically this is the action research design. And the first thing is that I give them, of course, the pilot testing, whether to see what's the problems. And I came out with the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and towards the end is the evaluation process. So the phase 1 is what I did, the pretest, and also some of the tests given to them by paper and pen test. And the second thing is that I integrate the use of Nearpod and do some of the pre-group observation and also group interview. Phase 3 is that when I still use Nearpod and also the formula with them and use focus group observation to see the differences in their attitudes, the differences in their anxiety and their participations towards the lesson. And towards the end is the evaluation, whereby I use post-test to see whether there are some improvements or not. Okay, so basically this is the pre-test result. I'm not using their real name for your information over here. So basically most of them are having like above average score. Okay, so after the intervention was done, these are the issues that I've noticed I've overcame the issues by using this intervention. The first one is that interested towards learning the language. First is that people show better interest towards learning the language after the use of Nearpod, specifically time to climb games. The second thing is that pupils participate actively in the lesson and require less guidance from the teacher. After formula was given to them, they can answer the questions given to them through Nearpod and less guidance from me as a teacher because they understand the content of the language itself and how to go about the formula and also how to go about the formula and also the grammar itself. And the second thing is that pupils become more excited to learn the language and always look forward to go to the computer lab for the quiz. Alright, so they're always keen when it comes to English lesson, they will just ask me, teacher, are we going to computer lab after this or are we staying in the classroom? If let's say I'm not conducting Nearpod at that time, I can see that they feel sad about it because they want to be in the computer lab and do Nearpod quiz. The second thing is that high motivation to learn the language. People become more excited to learn the language. This is what we want. Okay, this is what I personally as a teacher, I want them to be more excited to learn the language because English is actually fun. And also it helps people to understand the content of the lesson better. Through the formula given to them, as well as the integration of the technology, I've noticed that people understand the content of the lesson better. And also it helps to develop the spirit of healthy competition among the young learners. For your information, time to climb games, it works based on the time given to the pupils. So first, let's say for example, the pupils can answer the questions within a short period of time, and also they got the answer right. So they will climb to the top of the mountain first and reach the mountain, and they will consider as the winner. All right. Also, it promotes team spirit. Some of them, at some point, I use group work to do time to climb, whereby they can discuss with their peers, with their friends to answer one particular questions, and also it helps to promote their team spirit, right? Okay, so the third thing is to reduce the level of anxiety. This is one of the major factors why people had difficulties when learning English grammar. It's because of the anxiety. They feel nervous. They feel scared of making mistakes. So when we use this integration of Nearpod, people gain more confidence to answer the questions through the use of Nearpod in the lesson. And also people show active participation towards the lesson and also ready to learn the mistakes done. They are ready to learn the mistakes done. Unless when we do traditionally by chalk and talk, pupils tend to feel demotivated to learn the language because they do some mistakes. However, when using Nearpod, it doesn't really seem to be that kind of mistake done in the classroom. They become more interested to learn why are they answering, why they did it wrong, why there are mistakes for their answers, right? They want to justify and want to get the justification from the teacher why they did the mistakes. And also pupils enjoy the learning process without feeling scared or being left behind or making mistakes. All of them will get to answer the questions within the period of time given, and also they will not feel scared because they are having fun. They want to see who reached the top first. Okay. Number 4 is computer and simulation fluency. Okay. Playing online games via internet allows children the license to get used to how computer works, and thus it becomes second nature to them. All right. And also it provides young children with fun and exciting games, which also teach them to utilize the mouse and keyboard properly, not to mention browsing, username, password, and general internet navigation. So what I did with them is to let them know that today we are going to do quiz in Nearpod. The pupils will know what to do. They will just sit there, okay, and then just go through the Google Chrome, browsing, and just type Nearpod, they know, and they will ask me, what's the code, teacher? Because we are so excited to play the game. We have already understood your formula. The formula given to us is very clear. Now we are ready to answer the quiz. Just let us know the code because we are excited to learn, right? And also the fifth thing is to help to retain their attention span. For your information, based on my studies, based on the previous studies, it has been revealed that young learners has shorter attention span compared to the adult learners. Okay, so the research has revealed that online games can actually help students retain their attention spans towards the learning. Within the time of 1 hour, I can allow my pupils to go through Nearpod, playing games and online, answering online quizzes in 1 hour, and it seems not enough to them with that one particular 1 hour of learning English. They wish for more times to learn English through Nearpod, usually, and normally they will request me to give them another at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes, teacher, another 5 minutes. I don't mind just going out for my lunch break, for my breakfast a little bit late, as long as I can just do my Nearpod first. That is what they told me. Okay, and the second thing is it was concluded by a professor of Nottingham University, and it's a notion which has been repeated by many in related studies. Many studies have proven that by using the technology and the integration of technology in the teaching and learning of the pupils will help to retain their attention span. Okay, so this is the impact and the data from PBD May to 2022 and also PBD August 2022. So as you can see, for Shuko, the pink one, TP3 is 22 and now TP4 7, okay, for PBD May. For PBD August is for Shuko, TP3 is only 18 and TP4 is 11. So even though it's only like 4 pupils made it to TP4, I still believe that with the integration of technology, the integration of Nearpod, specifically it can help to bring up more numbers of the pupils to TP4, TP5, and in fact TP6, okay? Because they are really paying attention when it comes to giving them learning through technology. Okay, so these are some of the photos. Overall leaders, you can see points were given. In fact, you can still hide the names, okay? It's based up to you. It's up to the teachers whether you just want to hide the names or you just want to reveal the names so that the pupils will know at what point are they standing. Okay, so at the right side, on the left side is my library. So those are the quizzes that I've created for them. Many topics from grammar, reading comprehension skills, listening comprehension skills. It can be done in a more fun environment. For myself, sometimes I use British Council learning modules for listening comprehension skills. and it really works instead of using pen and paper tests for them. So basically, the integration of Nearpod really shows a good impact, right? So these are some of the additional infos. The first one is the use of Nearpod has been shared with other teachers at Sekolah Kebahasaan Putra as PLC. I myself have conducted this PLC with the teachers, specifically to my English panel of English teachers. The second thing is that the use of Nearpod had been used to analyze pupils' improvement towards the English grammar. You can generate the result right away. How many percent, or what's the intervention that can be done to the pupils, and what happened to pupils who score less mark, less percentage, and also you can just came out with the intervention right away by analyzing the result. And the third thing is that the use of Nearpod doesn't cost much of money. It can be done anywhere as long as there is an internet connection between teachers and pupils. It can be done as hybrid learning and also blended learning. So if for the context of hybrid learning, in fact, if the pupils is not feeling well, they are staying at home because of fever or flu, you can just still conduct the lesson with them. You just inform the parents through WhatsApp. This is the code because it's a quiz. You want to analyze the quiz result. So you just give them the code and they will join from afar. In fact, if in the blended learning also, you can still conduct in terms of the blended learning, whereby you just give them the computer and teachers be in the computer lab and guide them throughout all the quizzes given. Number 4 is Nearpod provides many fun elements in learning. For example, through 4D arts, you will learn, pupils will learn about ancient Egypt in year 4. So instead of telling them what pyramid is, you can use 4D art to explain to them about pyramid and what's the content and what can be put in that pyramid based on your readings in the textbook. Fill in the blank, you can also create questions by using fill in the blank techniques, quiz, presentations from YouTube, also whiteboard. You can use whiteboard virtually like this, and also time to climb as the game-based assessment. It is also user-friendly. The pupils really loved it. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation. It is not what is taught to a student that counts, what is planted that counts. We want to see the product. The process is, of course, an ongoing process, but the product is the most important thing. So I believe that with the integration of Nearpod and also other technologies like YouTube, Facebook, and others, Instagram, will help them to learn better, to get better understandings toward the English language. So with that, thank you so much for paying attention and listening. Hope to see you soon. Inshallah. Bye-bye.
Demikian tadi selesai sudah sesi pembentangan daripada pembentang-pembentang jemputan dan juga pembentang-pembentang yang lain. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, manusia diberi akal dan fikir untuk menilai baik dan buruk. Silap jangan terus disingkir, ilmu yang dapat jangan diperuk. Sehingga berjumpa lagi, wabillahi taufik wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum.